ladies and gentlemen, FrozenStag here, and welcome back to the house. No, it isn't. The Wessex Dynasty. We continue on as King Edward III, 6 years into his reign, and some very things have appeared. I'm also looking towards trying to get the culture to go English. I looked it up. The way to do it is you need to be past the year 1100, and you need to have some of Norman culture control Anglo-Saxon regions. I'm pretty sure is how it's meant to work. So I've done a bit of trickery there into getting that to work. But we shall carry on where we left off. Well, not really where we left off. A couple of years after we left off, I skipped ahead. And I've skipped ahead indeed. King Edward III, after a little war in Ireland over against the Scottish and back and forth fighting over contested territories, doesn't quite help when, of course, the Scottish control, if I see that a minute. They control each other's lands, really, but there you go. Norway's still in a revolt. Finnmark is that a thing? Yep, that's the thing. Okay. Right, okay. So yeah, there was a war over in Ireland and Scotland area, and a war that actually Edward spilled a bit of blood. He actually killed one of the bishops in the duel in a battle, which was a pretty chaotic duel. The death of that bishop, with him dead, Edward being known, he took responsibility for the death of this guy and brought his body back to Scotland, which was currently occupied by England, and it was under a truce and whatnot. He brought the body back to the family and whatnot, so they could mourn him, etc. Because he had other kids and relatives and whatnot. And he never forgot the look that a daughter gave him with the death of after bringing back the body, the look of hate and anger and whatnot, and the Edward sort of took that to heart pretty much and got very depressed about it and almost killed himself on the spot. But after some time he sort of snapped out of it and still being a little depressed and hasn't quite recovered, but still still weary and depressing, a little bit of war, but hasn't quite hold his ambition just yet. His ambition is still finer. He has become a bit of a cynic though, unlike his father who is more pious and zealous. He has grown a bit of cynicism over the times, but yeah. So he doesn't quite believe in God that much. He's not exactly a very devout Christian anyway. I think the Pope died as well recently. Not that that really concerns us a great deal. Most of the popes that come to the age comes over to the papacy tend to die very soon. They start off old, die fairly soon. So yeah. So, with that in mind, Edward III is a little depressed after the death of, obviously, that bishop and what he's done to the family and whatnot, so it's sort of carried at the heart quite a lot. However, opportunity has struck, and while the king is still sort of in a way to sort of get over and try and distract himself from the death and family he's caused, the lives he killed, he also got a retinue as well, which is pretty neat. To get over the fact, the death of the King of Wales / Britannia has died. Did I say the death of the King of Wales has died? That makes no sense. The King of Wales is dead. Died of collection in his heart. Who actually, was inherited it by the death of the Tudors, who are now all but wiped out. I'm pretty sure there are none left. The only way that their line carries on is maybe in the descendant potentially, or maybe in the Rohan family. Apparently, that's okay. The Rohan family sort of carry on the line, and so do the Pedfrey family, which is my God, how many relatives are those? Jesus. And so they've obviously inherited Wales / Brittany. The king is dead, died collection in his heart, and King Edward uses an opportunity to seize back the lands of Cornwall into his domain. Why? Because why the hell not? So yeah, he chooses the opportunity wisely and decided to declare war for the lands of Cornwall and Devon, bringing them back under English control as they once used to be before the Danish inherited it and nicked it off us. So yeah, bringing back England to how it should be, and to a better and stronger England than how it should be before. All that stuff. So we declare war for the claim for that territory. Now, the Queen, the Dowager Queen, has seized an opportunity to defend her borders, and by stopping the English aggression, she discreetly met with 3 different kings. and given them alliances for each. She has gone north to the lands of Ireland, sorry, and has married herself off to the King of Connacht, getting an alliance with him and bringing him on her side, who also has some beef with the current King of Ireland, and who, you know, are basically Viking descendant with Norwegians, so they don't exactly get along. He believes he should be the rightful King of Ireland, and has declared war for his support by marrying her off to him, using her as a bit of herself as a bit of a sacrifice. Her other daughter is married off to the current brother, one of the brothers of the king, and it was tried to convince her daughter to betray and join against try and get Alfred on the throne, a king that wouldn't be as strong as his brother. But unfortunately, that has not quite worked, and Alfred stayed loyal to the crown, as did Jeanette, I think. So she sort of just ignored the fact, and she stuck with her husband, and sort of betrayed. Yeah, sort of, I loosely betrayed the family, although, and basically said Alfred is her family now. However, over in Scotland, she journeyed to Scotland next, after, of course, she's securing the marriage alliance, and she has betrothed her daughter to the young son, the future heir of Scotland. And with the recent war against Scotland, against the county of Cumberland, Scotland are all too happy to fight against England once more, to hopefully weaken their hold and stop the English ambitions. The final alliance was the king himself, the new king, I guess Arthur. I want to say Arthur. Arthur Mab Conan de Pet. That's a very bit of a mouthful. So him basically became the king of yeah, so he's now king of that era. So he has married, not married, but betrothed himself to the daughter of the current king of France, bringing the French into the fold. So yeah, war's basically begun, and Wales has called in his allies, France and the Scottish and the other Irish, the Irish king of Connacht, to his side. The king has answered again with support from his allies. A bit of problems with the King of Ireland at first, but eventually, sending his wife over, she convinced her brother to fight and put down his cowardice ways and get into action. And so he has done so and has called the Banners. Our allies in Wales are, of course, joining with us again, apart from this girl. She still hates our guts. Well, not hates us, but doesn't get along. We'll say that. So King Madog, my uncle, has joined us, and my other uncle has joined us, and of course my friend and sort of brother-in-law, King Blegwyd of Deheubarth, has joined us. Bit of a mouthful. He's joined with us, so we have an alliances with us. So yeah, this should be an interesting war. Nothing as much has happened with the family that much. I'll talk a bit about the betrothal and the Norman relations in a second. Agatha's still married off to the King of Deheubarth. My other sister's married off to the Lancasters, and they have a son, Ossital, I think. My other sister, of course, died. Alfred's married off to her, which could give us a claim to that place, maybe, potentially. My other relative, my cousin, Sir Duke Ethelred, is married off still to the Princess of the Holy Roman Empire. I don't think they have alliances, they just have a non-aggression pact. His mother is still around, she is now the heir, so if worse happens and he actually dies, his mother will take the thing, which I imagine will fall back into my hands anyway if she does die. Yeah. So yeah, let's carry on. So basically, Edward, while his plans and it sort of get over the grief of the death of that bishop, even though he didn't really affect him that much, my character took it a bit hard, basically, and yeah. So basically, he's still a bit depressed, and whether or not the war and the lives lost in this next war will be the thing that pushed him over the edge, who knows. He has recently went off to Normandy in a sort of a holiday, I suppose, and actually met with the Duke of Normandy. He was intending to basically breach up in a sort of alliance and peace between the House of Normandy since the war of war against England before, and a lot of people died in his family. I think he died. She died during long after, I think. Was she killed during? She was actually slain by. Okay, okay, a bit of a family falling out there, but yeah. He also killed his other brother. Okay, what the fuck? He intended to, Edward, since he became king, wanted to sort of bring about peace with most people. Originally, he planned to go to Norway, but Norway's rebellion put that on hold, and so the king remained at home. Again, with the advice of his vassals, he stayed at home. So with William obviously died quite a while ago. Robert became lord, and obviously died of cancer not that long ago. Humphrey was duke for quite some time, and a heretic at an early age, similar to the age of, he was only like, was he 20, I think, when his father died? Yeah, he would have been 20 when his father died. So they both sort of have something in common with inheriting titles at a very early age. So Duke Humphrey and Edward met, and they greeted each other in Normandy, and the peace was brought against them. Eventually, Humphrey and Edward was so enthralled with the Duke and spent much time in Normandy that he actually almost fell in love with the place, and spent many months in the land of Normandy. Many of his vassals and his brother Alfred feared that he wouldn't actually come home, and was made a small set of plans for a sudden abdication or sudden a new king. But Alfred backed off in the end, and so didn't go any further, expecting Edmund to inherit. Should anything happen, Alfred loves me, so I think, despite the fact that he wants to be on the council, he would put my son on the throne if Edward died. He wouldn't try and overthrow and take the throne for himself if the opportunity arose. Before, of course, Robert died, he had a daughter, Evelina. Well, and Edward was obviously keen to sort of bring about a new age and sort of keep the Normans and whatnot and English happy together, and the Anglo-Saxons, and sort of bring about a new alliance of peace and prosperity with the Normans. He also was quite interested in their sort of pre-Viking, the Viking ways before obviously they were, if I show, they were of course descendants of Rollo, who in the Viking show will have you believed he was the son of, he was the brother of Ragnar. He wasn't, at least in canon or history anyway. So yeah, I know what, there's another, yeah, I don't know what that's about. Yeah, William Longsword was his son, and he had Hrolfdir and Rognvalder and a bunch of other kids. And in him, who became who is Rollo, but I think he took a different name because he eventually converted to Christianity. And he married a French woman as well. So yeah, Edward was quite fascinated with history and was keen to join with the Normans in an alliance. He became such a good friend with Humphrey that they, parted as friends, and he also formed an alliance with Evelina and his son, arranging some months later for the two to meet. And the two were pretty keen to meet one another and didn't know exactly what they were brought for, but the king and the duke were obviously on the same page and knew exactly that a marriage between the two would bring about a new age for England. Now, the reason I've done that is because for the Anglo-Saxon, so for the English culture to appear, I don't 100% know how it works, so I've never done it before. He has to be the year 11, after the year 1100, and you have to be the Norman culture. So what I'm thinking is that in my head canon, Edmund actually goes over to Normandy in a few visits, and eventually, when he marries Evelina, he gains a bit more interest for this Norman sort of this Norman like way of life and culture and whatnot, and eventually, my idea is that Edmund will become a Norman culture eventually, and eventually that is how, when he becomes Norman, he'll become a king that's Norman, and then what we'll do is we'll start from there on. English culture should appear, hopefully. I've never seen it before, so it'd be interesting. And we'll sort of start having more English sort of names and whatnot, and we'll go sort of like how the Normans would have been had the Normans conquered England, but in this scenario we're going to sort of just make it English culture, because I kind of want to drop the Anglo-Saxon ways and have more English names rather than what we've had before. That's sort of my idea. I hope that of course makes sense. But anyway, let's carry on with the battle. The last episodes you would have seen were actually 3 episodes. What I did, I should have, you should have seen it by now, is I would have I basically would have used my editing software and cut the videos into 3 sections. So I recorded for like an hour and 40 minutes, and while I was thinking, yeah, that'll be a video, I was like, no, it's not going to be a video, it's huge. So I'm going to cut it into 3 videos, and that way I have a bit more episodes to upload as well, which would be nice. Of course, we are going to fight the Normans in this war, but that's sort of indirect. Oh, for fuck's sake. So we made the alliance. So I set up the alliance thing because obviously I want France to be in the war, and they just drop dead. I mean, I guess we'll see if they sort the alliance out, but yeah, no, it's just unfortunate, really. Well, the death of the king there, I think that may have just sealed the fate of the to be fair, I'm not gonna reload, but I'm gonna. Oh, I can call him in. Fuck it, let's do that. Then. Call him in. We'll besiege that place, which is right for English territory. But yeah, with the king dying very early on, we'll call our new allies, the Normans, into battle. We will march south and start besieging this place, and then we'll march against the territories here. I don't imagine they have much in the way of troops. Nope. The Irish can deal with that themselves. The Scottish might be a slight problem, so we might have to deal with them in a bit. If I rally my forces up, I could probably split them into... I could probably have 2 armies here. Rally up the men and basically march upon Gwent, pretty much. Right for English territory, I might add. Yeah, the Irish are going to deal with that little, I guess, almost rebellion, really, but it's not. Why are we not a leader? Oh, right, the King of Kingdom Powers has arrived to get involved. Fine. Actually, no, we have you as that for now. And we'll get my... So I got a retinue now as well, so I did that off camera. I've been continuing to build up England, Middlesex as well. But yeah, I will of course be keen to do the English culture, because I prefer to have the English culture in the thing as a thing. We'll send the king north. His brother can take command of the other army. Oh, they've got an injury actually. Should be okay. And we'll march north with our allies in tow. Have I got... That's the Palace army. I want them. I might get the Welsh forces to join up with... actually, no. We'll take 3,000 Irish guys. And you guys... Actually, no. Yeah. Is that right? Do I want to do that? Yeah. Then I'll get this army, because it's going to be the besieging army, to basically go around besieging stuff. These guys will march into Scotland. My brother will... Because he's had a bit of, like... he's been told a bit of, like, how to take the places with his... is it Breton? Yeah, his Breton wife, so... Yeah. We're interested to see if they do get the alliance with France again. I'm not going to cheat and make them get the alliance. That's literally that's up to them. I do try and create some of the scenarios. A lot of scenarios you've seen I have created myself. So a while ago I did a poll about me either creating some scenarios or just making them leaving the game to it. A lot of people voted for me to do that. It was a poll I did a while back, so I'm curious to see what your thoughts are now. But I think it does add a bit of flavour and interest to the game, rather than me just being like, yeah, well, this has been happening. Nothing's been happening for the last God knows how many years, but then this has happened, and it's just miles away from the story. Some stuff does happen, but of course I do do my own things as well and make the game a little interesting. Oh, for fuck's sake! What the fuck's going on? Oh my god. It's no longer a participant. Why is he no longer a participant? He's in... Okay, whatever. Oh, wait, what? Oh, he's joined the... okay. So, Philip's just dropped dead of the plague. Which is just hilarious. And now this guy's taken over. If he dies, it goes to some other family. So, the Capets may lose their hold on France if not careful. Although, the Droid Plague, that's... How did the Droid Plague come from? What the hell? I don't know. No idea. Anyway, we'll march against the guys over at Cumberland. Hello. Hello. Something I would like to do actually as well is oh, okay. I'm having a little fight over that. Tried to make it Westmourne, but that did not go well for them at all. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, something I should have done is an intro for like the series. I did it before. I'm not going to go back and redo the videos to include an intro. But what I will do, and you probably would have seen it for the first episode I did of the first recording. You may recall that I did an intro. I haven't done it yet. Obviously, I've done it. I would have done it by the time you've seen it. Hello. 1 second. Now, I would have done it, obviously, by the time you're watching this, but I haven't created it yet. You would have seen it for the video, but I haven't, in real time, not on the 31st of January, I haven't completed it yet. Oh, hello, Bella. My cat's appeared. She wanted to be let in. So Bella's going to go jump around, scratch the wood, scratch everything in sight, jump on my shelves, and probably break a few things. It's okay. I love that cat, really. Yeah, I'm going to do an intro. I'm not sure what the hell. The intro literally won't be anything like over the top. In future, I kind of want to do like a bit of a really good intro for like an episode 1, like a bit of a narration and whatnot, and then some stuff in the background. Make it a little bit ambient for like the first episode. I probably wouldn't do it for any other episode going afterwards. Hello, Bella. She climbed my keyboard. Please don't end the recording. I probably wouldn't want to do it that much for... It's my microphone at a higher volume. I think it's actually a bit lower volume. Hopefully it hasn't been too low in audio-wise. Oh, she's behind the TV. Okay. TV monitor. But yeah, hopefully I'll be... Going forward, I'd like to ideally do like an intro for at least the first episode. Make it a little bit dramatic, set up the stage for the series, and sort of go on from there. Because the first episodes generally are always an opportunity to generate a lot more views and a lot more interaction and interest. And I'm not saying that just for the more views. I'm saying it because I want to set the series up in a very good way. And I think that's... I mean, doing the first episode, I think is a good idea. Any other episodes after then, it will take up way too much time. And also, I just don't think it's worth it for the future episodes. First episode's always worth it. Because you get a hell of a lot of views and attraction on the first episode of the series. Other videos, the views tend to drop off. Which has happened to any series, really, for YouTube, unfortunately. But, yeah, the first episode of a series, I'd like to give it a go. Unless it's something that already has an intro to itself. Like, say, for example, the Game of Thrones RPG game. When I play that, that'll probably have its own, like, intro. So I'm not going to, do that. I might do, like, a little... And this is what you'll see already. But I want to sort of... This is what I'm planning to do. Is, like, a little ambient thing. But, like, ambient background with some music. And then, like, it's, like, I don't know. Ideally, it would be, like, what... welcome to episode, or maybe not episode, but welcome to Wessex Dynasty, and then some other text and whatnot, or something. I'll make it look good. Oh. You're right there, bud. You're just watching over me, okay. I love cats. If you want to see some pictures of Bella, check my Discord. There's some pictures of Bella on there in the photo gallery. She's quite cute. She's a tuxedo black cat. Very cute. Before we go fight the Scottish king, actually, what is this? We could probably kill him, actually. This could be great. Teach the Scots to get involved. Yeah, so we could say, yeah, I want to do an intro with, like, welcome to Wessex Dynasty, and then some little flavor text or something like that. I'll figure it out. It should look pretty good. It's in my head, the idea. I just need to actually put it into action. But I like the idea of doing it. It sets a bit of, like, it makes the series look a bit more presentable. I'm also going to prioritize and do a bit more editing, a bit more, but not that much editing, but like do a bit more of the I do a bit more editing, like basically maybe the cutting up of videos into like 1 or 2. So if I record for an hour and I don't cut it out, I'll just split the videos in half. Maybe the odd bits I might edit out, but like nothing really over the top. I can use the pause button in my recording software, so I would just use that if I want to edit stuff out, like while I'm recording. This is the best way to do it. Anyway, this campaign has been easy picking. Swinging my sword over the plains is a pleasure. My fellow soldiers are equally jovial, surrounded by the blood of our Scottish enemies and the cries of battle. Look, enemy commander, King Dolphin is hiding. Someone suddenly shouts, pointing off in the distance. Yeah, we're gonna fight him. Well, are we brave? No, but I feel like my guy would probably kick his ass. See if he actually stays and fights. That's the main thing. A wandering warrior has requested a audience. Edwig the Hammer. Engineer Alfred. Okay. It's actually... I don't want to be a horrible rail, but it's actually much better than you. Sorry. I'll come at that in a second. So quickly... I can't. I'll do it later. I was chasing King Dolphin over the plains when Sir Girth shoved me aside. I'll take this one, my lord. Oh, okay, fine. Did he kill him? No, he got an infection. Okay. Crown in the barn. What? Don't know. I don't know if we actually killed him. I think we... Did he get severely injured, or was that because of... He had an eye before, didn't he? Don't know. Oh, hello. Renewed jihad. Oh yeah, has a crusade happened at all recently? I don't think it has. The renewed jihad. The House of Islam is under grave threat from the onslaught of heathens and infidels in Africa. In response to his magnificence, Caliph Sadiq has declared that an era of renewed jihad is upon the world. The western regions of the Ummah must be retaken at all costs. All righteous Muslim men should prepare to join the ranks of the Mujahideen for the upcoming struggles. This signals a renewed era of Islamic expansion. So who's actually... So it's this guy here. Not this guy, who I think's got a bigger empire. Yeah, so who's he fighting? Oh, the sort of Christian sort of faves that have appeared down there. Interesting. Anyway, we'll carry on kicking the Scottish ass. Yep. We'll cut off his men at Cumberland. We've got a few more guys coming our way. We'll siege out the rest of these lands. And we go after the Irish forces coming into the Welsh lands. The idea of Raven's been sent over by the lords in Wales to call for aid. And King... Well, he's busy, not the king. Alfred will, of course, answer the call. Although we're losing heavy men there, but we should be fine. We march through, pick up the men from Dehobath and march against their forces. Then we need to start making some movement on the territory, but it seems our allies are already over there. Which is good. Get a bit of a... get a bit of a river crossing penalty there, but that's not the end of the world. The Welsh guys haven't joined us for some reason, but I think it's because they're getting ready to attack. We should beat him here, hopefully. So Edmund of England has been revoked. The barony of what? Oh, Duke Edmund the Mercy. For some reason I read that as my relative, but he wasn't my relative, I don't know. And the Normans arrived to finish the job. This is a monk, I'm not really... He actually would be keen to join us, so I'll let him go with us. Anyway, our fight with Scotland's pretty much done. We will take our vessels and move into our... Actually, our land. Grab some more of our forces, and we'll land in Brittany. I mean, I could besiege Cornwall, but for now I kind of want to fight their actual army. If they attack my stuff, they attack my stuff. My allies in Wales will be able to deal with it.